Okay, let me know if the sound is better now. I think we didn't have any sound for a moment there. So let me know if we have sound now. And I'm assuming that's what all of this was about. Sound is back, sound is on. Okay, so we didn't have any sound. Thank you so much. All right, thank you so much. And just do a quick sound check. Is the sound good? Is it clear? Let me know and we'll go from there. And a couple of things here. Let's go ahead. And our website is geniusbiofeedback.com. So if you've never checked out our website, make sure you do check it out at geniusbiofeedback.com, where we have the Genius and all sorts of libraries, resources, and courses. We are getting ready to also launch Natural Health Mastery #2. So it's going to contain a lot of courses in anti-aging, telomeres, methylation, and a lot of really current health topics. So we're getting ready for that as well. Stay tuned and we'll have more information for you soon. And also we have the home clearing document for you here. If you've never seen it, we're going to give that to you right now. So home clearing with the Genius, a step-by-step process. And we're going to talk all about the issues from your home that you probably want to clear. So let's go ahead and get started. Remember, if you want to volunteer your home, you want to know the day you moved in there, what's that date, and then also a picture of your home. So just run outside if you can, take a picture of your home, and we'll use it as a volunteer to scan today. Welcome to your week, everyone. Thank you for being here. We're going to get started with our lecture, and we also have a great Chinese medicine minute for you today. Our Chinese medicine minutes are something we feature with every class, so that you have a health tip, something useful that you can take with you every single day. So Ariel, let's make sure, I'd love to have you on today. If you'd like to volunteer, that would be great. And let's make sure we have a picture of your home. So just have it handy. I'm going to take a picture of your picture, you showing it to the camera coming up. All right, so let's go ahead and let's get started here. So we have a training every single week. It's free. And we also have a lot of free videos at my YouTube channel. So look up Ariel Policano on YouTube and you can get an idea of what we're working on. We're also working on lots of new courses about health, about energy and vibrational healing, and you can see updates on that. We do also have a podcast where we interview very interesting people in the frequency and energy technology world. So to watch that, we are back on Zoom. We did try a podcast platform. Didn't work as well as Zoom, and we really want to have the live audience participation. So we're back on Zoom, and you can just go to geniusbiofeedback.com and check out our events page, and you can join us on 4 o'clock Pacific, 7 o'clock Eastern on Thursdays. Just drop in, and we'll be having lots of exciting guests and really important information that we're sharing there, also about vibrational healing. Now, on that note, did you know that your brain is the scalar broadcasting system? And I don't think that as a human race, we have even scratched the surface of how powerful our intention is. And the Genius is our training wheels to teach us the power of intention and the power of focused intention. So the truth is we could do everything that we do with the Genius without the Genius, but the Genius gives us our training wheels to practice this and a vehicle to focus the energy on what we want to focus on and learn all about what that is about and the power of it. But if you've ever wanted to really understand the science behind intention, what's happening when you think the thought physiologically, and then you actually intend to broadcast that thought or effect out. So you are a powerful electrical generator as you are. And through process of neuroplasticity, you are literally changing your whole being with your thoughts. Now, if that is something that's interesting to you and you want to know how to best utilize that ability for yourself, then you're really going to want to join our Affirmational Magic class. Now, even though it's called magic, it's really the science, the reasoning, and the process behind manifestation. And as you understand this process, you will be able to help yourself and your clients to really get anything that you want in life. So this is a 6-week class. It is so powerful. You're going to learn the method, learn the science. Really encourage you to join this class that begins on the 16th of June. It isn't very far away at all. So combines the science behind intention with a specific process you can start using right away. And you can go to geniusbiofeedback.com and put affirmational magic or just affirmational into the search box, and the product will come up and you can read more about it. Do join us, because I think you'll be blown away by the information and the power that this course gives to you. And we are going to use the genius within the course, and you can also have methods that you're going to know that are, you don't need the genius to actually do some of these methods as well. So anybody can join the course. All right, so once again, that's the 16th of June. Today is the 6th, so that's just 10 days away, and it starts at 12 p.m. on Thursday, 3 p.m. Eastern time, completely recorded, and I'm really excited to join you and be in that course live with you. Now, for those of you joining us for the first time, the Genius is a quantum biofeedback tool, and a quantum biofeedback tool assesses you as frequency. We just completed the energy medicine course. It's another one that's available at geniusbiofeedback.com. Anybody can listen to it. It's all ready for download. And in that course, we studied the history of Royal Rife and Dr. Andrews, who founded and really is the modern day founder of the radionics movement and philosophy and technologies. And we looked at Dr. Voll as well. All of these scientists, researchers, medical doctors had something in common. They all recognized that human beings had frequency, and that everything around the human beings had frequency. So viruses, bacteria, even inanimate objects and remedies, herbal remedies, all had frequencies that affect the person. And so quantum biofeedback assesses your frequency and compares the relationship to other frequencies to find the most beneficial energies for you today. And in that way, it's a very practical, pragmatic way of optimizing the time that you spend balancing, rather than just choosing some random rife frequencies. We find the ones that are best for you. And this becomes an incredible experience of self-discovery as well. And the more that you understand yourself, the more you can heal yourself, and the higher levels that you can go to in your life. So discover something new every day. And really, the Genius is like having a nutritionist, chiropractor, acupuncturist right in the palm of your hand. Really saves you a lot of money and a lot of time. Now, today's Chinese Medicine Minute is about large intestine 4. If you didn't know, in Chinese medicine, there are energy fields all over the body called meridians, and these are pathways that run through the body, and they also intersect with different organs. They can be very, very free-flowing, just like streams, or they can be very blocked and be like a stagnant body of water and build up algae and not have the movement that we need for our body. So there are certain points along the meridians, which are called acupuncture or meridian points, where you yourself can open up the energy. So you don't have to wait for the acupuncturist. You can learn about these points, and then you can press on these points in something called acupressure, but you can also do genius points. So you can enter the genius points in order to balance them within your genius, and we'll talk a little bit about that one. Now, you already, because it's your body and because it's an inherent electrical system of your body, you already know where these points are. And I think when acupuncturists learn them, they're just reminded of what they already know. So you know where these points are. And so you could, when you see this picture, you could probably feel and intuit where that large intestine 4 is. So sort of find it on yourself, and you're probably going to find that it's pretty sore. It's a major meridian point, and it's one that you could work on daily. It's a really, really powerful point, and work on it for to get great benefit, because it boosts the immune system. It helps to get the energy flowing. It relieves stagnation and can help with respiratory issues as well. So they call large intestine 4 the great eliminator. It's paired, the large intestine meridian is paired with the lung meridian. So if you have someone who's got a large intestine block, i.e. we call that constipation, that affects their lungs. And if they have lung issues, that affects their large intestine. So this can help with respiratory conditions by putting some light pressure, and you can just read about techniques of acupressure, how much pressure you put, how long you hold it for. And then that is that's the medicine itself. You're releasing the medicine within your own body just by moving the energy. That's what this whole vibrational healing field is about. And then we get that immune system boost. It can actually be used during an acute cold or flu, or dare I say, that thing that we've all been talking about. You can even use it for rashes, which is so interesting because a rash is just a disruption in the energy. Allergic reactions, which cause what we say rhinitis in medicine, or a runny nose. Now that's really interesting because the traditional naturopathic doctors have talked about that any type of mucus that's coming through your nose is waste in your large intestine. So built up waste in your large intestine, not moving your bowels completely or efficiently, is leading to that buildup in the large intestine is built up into mucus that's actually coming out through the nose. So obviously very different form, but it's a form of waste. It's a form of excess that's coming out some way in the body. The body has to push these imbalances out in some way. And you can see all disease not as the germ, but what is the source within that person's body, something we call the terrain. So what is the imbalance in that person's body that's creating the circumstances or setup for that particular condition? And then instead of treating the condition, treat the circumstances that created the condition so they don't have to have the repeated experience. So a lot of the traditional naturopathic doctors would give some type of a purgative. We had these 42 capsules. There are just a number 42, number 42 capsule. And the 42 capsule was comprised of aloe ferrex and wormwood. And so this was for a cold or a flu, you felt it coming on, you take the purgative, you take cascara or something that clears your intestines overnight. And by the time you woke up, you didn't have that feeling that the cold or flu was coming on anymore. And that also is affecting the large intestine meridian, which is in turn affecting the lung meridian. So it's good for a sore throat. It actually can be good to work on this point for stroke recovery. Isn't that interesting? And it may actually help with any paralysis from a stroke, or just to help to enhance the recovery process. And there's also, you can combine large intestine 4 with large intestine 3. And together they form something called the 4 gates. And this is a very powerful way. So you can see large intestine 4 that we just talked about. And then you can see just a little bit further up towards the actual knuckle itself. So the large intestine, if I'm showing it here, is closer to that thumb. And then when you move up here, large intestine 3, closer to that, the 2 carpal bones when they touch, or we call that articulation. So you can probably find that point as well. Probably less sore than large intestine 4, because LI4, large intestine 4, is a major point. But anyway, so you can work on these 2 points, and this is great. This can actually be used to clear depression or constipation, and it's good for stagnation in the uterus. Now, heads up, if anybody who's listening is pregnant, knows someone who's pregnant, do not use large intestine 4, because large intestine 4 can actually induce labor. So let's be careful with that large intestine 4. We know someone who is pregnant, so we just want to be careful with that. But it's great for helping to get the blood circulating and clearing stagnation. Very, very powerful to use 3 and 4 together. Now let's talk about using acupuncture points with the meridian. So at the same time that you're applying the pressure, you can put the individual meridian points into the quick zap. It's a great use for the quick zap tray. Focused balancing with just a few things that you want to balance at one time. You're creating sort of this energetic recipe. And hang on one second while we bring that lovely screen back. Yes, there we go. Okay. And trying to get this so we don't have that happen again. We might though. Okay, so in the quick zap tray is great for that sort of focused energetic balancing. And so what we want to do is take the meridian, and we want to put that meridian, large intestine meridian, into the tray. Then the paired meridian, and you can just look online to see all the paired meridians, just Chinese medicine paired meridian chart. You'll see all the paired meridians in there. So large intestine and lung, so you put the lung meridian in as well. And then you put the point. So you're going to put large intestine 4, and maybe you're going to add large intestine 3. And then you may want to add in 528 hertz, transformation and miracles, 285 hertz, which restores tissue to its normal home frequency. And then 639 hertz is all about improving cell to cell communication. So if you want to have that better communication between all the systems, between the nerves, between the organs, you may want to add 639, or you could add one of them, you could add all of them, and then add things, not the golden ratio, but the golden ratio or Fibonacci sequence, things like that, something from sacred geometry, maybe the toroidal field. So use large intestine 4 and large intestine 3, and it's wonderful for you to become sort of take ownership of these Chinese medicine points. They're your personal medicine. Release the medicine within you. Chinese medicine is so powerful, and it holds so much great potential. And remember, you don't have to be an acupuncturist. You don't have to wait for the acupuncturist to give that medicine to you. Through acupressure and learning the meaning and significance of the points, you can give that medicine to, or release that medicine within yourself. So with our Chinese medicine minute out of the way, let's turn our attention to the topic of the day, which is home clearing. So we're going to be able to clear, I'm getting weird messages from Zoom. So we're going to be able to use the genius to clear the energy of the home. So what's the rationale behind that? So the genius is just a vehicle for your intention. You really could do so much more with the genius than just having to do with yourself or even a companion animal, a dog or a cat. You can clear your home, you can clear your car, you could clear your street, make all your neighbors happy, have it feel good. You can clear your city, you can clear the earth, you can clear a plane before you get on the plane to do your travel, do something nice for all the people who are flying with you. And you may notice when you do that, you have better relationships, better connections with people as a result of doing that. So the genius is just the vehicle, and the same principles apply no matter what is sort of the neutral thing that's put into the genius. And so let's talk about how you could do it and what the benefits might be of clearing your home. Now, your home is an extension of yourself. So when you're at home, you and the home vibration are very connected. So if the home vibration is not harmonious, you are constantly experiencing that. So there's lots of different ways that your home vibration can be affected. And there are ways that you can change your home vibration. So a very simple one is just making sure everything is uncluttered, making sure that things are more organized, cleaned and tidied up. And immediately you feel better, even just cleaning, vacuuming, mopping, organizing. You've instantly changed the energy in your home, and you feel it. You feel how much better you feel when you're steeped in that energy. Now, everything has energy to it. Everything has vibration, and that means any vibration could potentially be changed. So even the molecules that make up the walls and the floor and the ceiling, these are all constantly being influenced in some way through the energy surrounding those particular objects, which appear to be inert. They don't have consciousness per se like we do, but they do have vibration. And all vibration can be affected positively or negatively. So for example, if people, before you moved into your home, if there were people who were just about to get divorced, and maybe that's the reason they sold the home, and so they argued a lot, and there was a lot of grief and sorrow and resentment in the home, when you move in, you will in some ways feel and be steeped in that same energy, even though you didn't create it. And so we want to consciously clear that energy from the home. And once we clear it, we don't have to live in that energy anymore. So also even the builder, the circumstances of the construction of the home, the birth of the home itself is significant, and even the land that the home was built on. So whatever, land your home is sitting on, whatever's underneath there, whatever's running through there, whatever energy earth lines are under there is influencing your home. And of course, that's going to affect you. And then there are many, many different things. You could take a deep dive into this. It's so fascinating, right? There are certain things that you should put on the west side of your home, certain things you should put on the north side of your home, the east side, depending on who you are, and then according to the principles of feng shui. So having water in a certain place could drain you, but putting a water fountain in another part of your home could actually uplift you and bring you abundance. So it's very empowering, exciting to learn about these different energies and what we can do to positively shift them. So in the genius itself, the how-to of this is that you simply take a picture of your home. The outside one is probably the best, where you're sort of capturing the outside view of your home. And when you do this, you want to make sure that you also put the address. So it's going to be the address of the home, the city, the state, and then the birth date of your home is that when you first became aware of it, when it came into your consciousness, or maybe the date that you moved in or signed the agreement to purchase the home. Those would all be sort of appropriate because that's when it came into your consciousness. It was the birth of the home for you. So once you do that, then you could choose male, female. It doesn't really matter for the purpose of the home. And then you go in and you record the voice of your home. What is the voice of your home? That's just the purring of the furnace, the fan, the whatever, the refrigerator. Your home has a noise that can be recorded. It has a voice. And so you just record sort of the white noise of the home for 15 seconds. And then, of course, you have the picture. So all of those things can be assessed as energy. And people will often get very clear pictures through the home clearing panels of what's going on with their home. Now, don't take any of it too much to heart. Sometimes it says a plumbing leak. Sometimes it says something that you're just like, I don't have a plumbing leak. Who knows? Maybe it's something down the road. Maybe there's something obstructing a pipe or something that you don't know about. And maybe you can clear the energy before it becomes a problem. So just take that with a grain of salt and don't take anything so seriously. Just clear the energy and just be aware of it, that, maybe it's something that at some point it would make sense to look into. So we can clear the energy of people who lived there in the past. We can improve the energy. We can make it more harmonious. We have so much power to do these different things. And when you're thinking about clearing things, think about being in better relationship with them rather than eliminating them. This will become important for what we're going to talk about next. So clear the energy of the builders, of the energy or circumstance around the construction. Maybe there was delays. Maybe it was frustrating. Who knows? All that energy in some ways went into the consciousness of the home. So clear the energy of the builder around the inception or the birth of the home. This could be considered to be like a rebirthing for your home. Now, of course, some of the great applications for those who are practitioners is get in touch with realtors and give that as a service that you can do. We've had many of our practitioners do that over the years, and you could make that your full-time niche if you wanted to, or it could be something that you offer to your client, because as they clear the energy of their home, their health and vitality will very likely improve. So you may want to have this as maybe your monthly subscription, that once every 2 months, you do the home clearing as part of your monthly work with them, or a one-time thing. In Southern California, there are people who do this sort of intending and home clearing of their own without a device, and they charge upwards of $3,000 sometimes to do a home clearing. So a home clearing that you might do for $150 or $200 is a real bargain for people, and people really do feel the energy change in their home after one of these sessions. So the other thing that we address or test for with the Genius, with the home clearing panels, is geopathic stress. And so geopathic stress can be caused by ley lines, by underground pipes, by different electrical lines, whether they're go through the ground or overhead. They can be a big deal. Of course, that's EMF stress as well. That's sort of another discussion, but there could be geological faults, or all types of things are very, very interesting that comprise geopathic stress. So even natural radiation coming from the planet, and we call these ley lines. And what ley lines are, they're just lines of energy that run over the ground, and they actually often echo underground rivers, so underground water movement. And so they carry the yang qi and the yin qi of this underground water, and then that reverberates and affects whatever is built over it or is close to it. And that's really fascinating as we begin to raise our awareness and understand that everything is energy. It's like, wow, oh, it could be under the home, could be over the home, could be surrounding. And so this energy of water is important to clear. And again, it's not when you discover a ley line, oh, it's time to move, I got to get out of here. It's to utilize the genius and your intention to be more in harmony with, if you can change your relationship with whatever that challenge is, you may be able to live there peacefully. And that usually is the goal. You can even think about it for different viruses or bacteria that if they are within you, like a Epstein-Barr, immediately send out an intention that you want to be in more harmony rather than thinking I'm going to stamp it out, going to eliminate it. Immediately put your intention to be more in harmony with whatever that particular challenge is. And you can think about this for EMF as well. So if you're somehow close to 5G in some way, you're instantly going to shift your energy. So somehow you're in harmonious relationship with it. And what that can do is to protect you. And it can make a more resilient field around you in relationship to that particular challenge. So then we have the Hartmann grid. The Hartmann grid is a type of ley line. So I just thought it would be interesting to look at just a couple of these different geopathic stress patterns. And so we could get into all of like how this happens and how the energy goes. We're not going to do that right now. But if you do test and you see a Hartmann grid come up for you in the home clearing panels, it could be the core source of depression, insomnia, migraines. And so we want to clear that energy and become in harmony with that energy. And then we may notice how much better we sleep. Another trick to this, if it comes up, then move your bed a little bit to the left, a little bit to the right, or another part of your bedroom. And that actually could get you off the ley line enough that it does not affect your sleep. So there's also something called a Curry grid. So this could lead to sleep disturbances, depression, jangled nerves. And so just by being close to this Curry grid, it could be affecting you in some way. Again, we want to harmonize it instead of having to pack our bags and move somewhere. I want to live in the best way with the circumstances that we have by changing the energy in some significant way. So with harmonizing home energy or harmonizing the energy of your car or harmonizing the energy of that plane, you can even send out the remote broadcast to that plane before you're going to enter it, or even the airport. And I think as you do this, you start to realize what a master of the universe you are for yourself by using intention. And then everything is going to flow better. It's going to feel better. You know, you sat next to that person that you wanted to on the plane. Maybe they're just quiet the whole way and you had a great ride and so forth. So anyway, you can use this, the genius in this method, to clear negative energy, to do a home check, to create a more harmonious home, learn if there are certain disturbances in the home, and then let's go ahead and clear them. So with that, let's go ahead and let's bring on Ariel to our session today, and then we'll see if we have time for other ones. And then Ariel, I'm going to invite you up here as a panelist, and then we're going to talk about your home, and I'm going to take a picture of your picture of the home. So let's go ahead and have you up here as we get ready to do this. And we'll take any of your questions that may be in the chat as well. We're also live streaming, so if you need to jump off the call today, you can still join our live stream. So Ariel, my dear, how are you?
I am so excited. Oh my God.
Oh, that's great. That's wonderful.
Among everything, I mean, this machine is amazing, and to help me get this sorted, that'd be amazing. So I sent you 3
Wonderful.
pictures to your email of the house.
Okay, can you
I didn't
actually
know how else to share
it? Okay, let me work on that. Can you just show your picture to the camera, your picture of your home?
Oh, okay.
And let's just wait for a moment while you bring that up so I can get everything into place. So tell us where you're joining us from today.
I live in North Yorkshire, England.
And how are things going there? It's about 5:30 there?
Yes, it is. And I'm still waiting for summer.
All right. And that's the same thing that we have in Portland as well. We're also still waiting for summer. It's been raining nonstop for the month of May and into June. So, okay. Now, tell us just a little bit about how you've been utilizing the genius, how things been going for you.
I just been doing all sorts, but I don't feel it's still a steep learning curve. And I show up to all your training, Benet and you and Dr. Deb, and it's just fascinating. I'm just enthralled. And one day I'll be able to say I can master it.
Okay, awesome. I'm sure you're mastering it now. You don't even realize it. Okay, so
Right.
what we need now is go ahead and put into the chat your exact address. So the first thing we start off is
Okay.
the address of the home. So go ahead and write that into the chat so that we can have that pretty easily. And so we're going to go right to so how long have you lived in your home?
I moved in July 1st, 2018.
Okay. And has it been mostly a positive experience for you?
Yeah, I've had, yes, very much so. It's very quiet. I've had stuff analyzed. I've had the geopathic stress done. And I have addressed the EMFs and dirty electricity and bought some things to help with that. But
okay, don't see your, are you putting, where are you putting it in the chat? Did you
yeah, I'm
enter
doing
it
it now.
Okay. Quick.
And I've
Half
been
an hour.
doing feng shui
Okay.
as best
Very
I
good.
can.
Okay. And very wonderful. Okay. So, and I note that you moved in July. That's sort of the Cancerian home month and the 1st of July. So in some ways it could have been a great time for you to move in the 1st of July in the sign when Sun is in Cancer, which is sort of the sign of home, being home, enjoying your home. So let's get this all nice. So we put in everything about her address, then we put in when she moved in, then we're ready to rock and roll. And then we just move on to, so let's see. What we're going to do is we're going to practice doing a surrogate today. So what I'm going to have you do is I'm going to have you imagine right now your intention, and you are going to speak on behalf of your home. So what you say is, it is now my intention that my voice be the carrier frequency for my home. So are you ready to do that?
Yes, I am.
Okay. So let's get again. So it's my intention that my voice be the carrier frequency for my home. And then record you saying that in 3, 2, 1. I'm recording.
It is my intention that I be the surrogate voice for my home to bring peace, love, harmony throughout the house and in the neighborhood and the greater world.
Well, I like that you put that into that. That was actually very clever to do that and to put your intention in there as well. That's great and that's perfect. And everybody can do. So let's just see if we can find this download again. Of course, we'll share it in the comments, blog, post this, but let's see if we can go ahead, and we've just loaded it again. So you can be able to download that PDF. Now let's pictures. You show as best you can of your home just to the camera.
Okay, hold on.
All right, it's kind of blurred out in the background. So let me just see if I can do a few more things here. Maybe been pretty positive experience and you had some things cleared from your home. So that's great. Let's see if we can move this over. And what other things have you worked on with your genius?
Oh, I've been trying to do my thyroid, whatever, any class that you go in, I go through your worksheet and just do that.
Well, that's a good idea. That gives
Yeah.
gives you some focus.
And it's the practice that helps me.
Yes, the practice is, it makes sense that it's actually the practical application. As you go through the process, you have that sort of kinesthetic effect of working on it. So that's a great method. Is there anything that you feel you've been particularly successful with?
I feel a lot more sense of ease.
That's really great. That's
Yeah.
wonderful. And what do the people in your world around you, what do they think of what you're doing with the genius?
They think I'm nuts. They just don't understand, but that's okay.
But and
Because
when they see you improving, then they'll
yeah,
probably think, gosh, there must be something to this. So you're a real pioneer on the leading edge to your community.
right. Because we weren't taught this. We don't know that everything's energy and it affects us, and we're
Exactly.
all
You're so
connected.
right. You're so right. Let's bring up that handout that we just had. It's good. It's really good that you sent me the picture of it, because that worked out a lot better. So that was very smart. Okay, so we've got that. We've got that great picture of your home there, and can also just use, everybody can just use their intention to send some good energy and good vibration to the home. Okay, so now we're going to begin the analysis of the home. You could do this for your car. You could do this for the airport. You could do it for the plane. If you don't have the exact picture of the plane, you could take a picture of a plane that you're going to be flying on, Boeing 757, and have that intention to be that plane, and put the flight number and the time the flight takes off from where it takes off from as your client. And okay, so let's go ahead and begin the analysis. And we're going to go to those home clearing panels. So you can see the instructions here. We'll definitely include that. And it says that we're not sharing, but I think we are. So just let me know if you can still, can you see the screen, Ariel?
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. Okay. Very, very good. All right. So is there a library for this? Yes, it's the home clearing series that we have. And so many of you have that if you had the starter package. Not everybody, maybe. And you can get that at geniusbiofeedback.com. Let's see if we have any more questions here. Okay, I'm only on my phone. I can't get them. Don't worry. They'll be posted on the blog and posted in the description on YouTube. There was something else here that was really important. Our communication panel is the master bedroom. Is there anything I can do with the genius that I'm lost on that one? So Pam, give me a little bit more information. All right. When inputting the birth of the home, if you list the date you bought it, will that clearing not work with the previous owner's energy? No, it still will work perfectly. You don't have to worry about that at all. All right. So let's go to cleansing and vibrational upgrade. And let's just see if there's any more questions here. And I know you sent me this, and I'm so sorry we didn't get to it. Just saw that the beehives. How can I scan my beehives? So it's very easy to do that. So of course, you just take a picture and you describe what it is and the birth date of the beehives. And then I would create a library on what you want to create from your beehives. You want them to be harmonious. You want them to create more bees. You want them to stay away from the home. If you remember Michelle Small Wright, she wrote a lot about this in her Pearlandra books. It's called that really classic book, Behaving as if the God in all life mattered. Do you remember that book? Or if you've never heard of it, definitely check it out. It's an amazing book. And she really talks about that she used intention to move bugs out of her garden that were invading plants, that she moved bees and different invading species to certain places. And so it's just another iteration of how powerful our intention is and the different ways to use it. We always send out a replay, which is available immediately on YouTube, where we're live streaming to. So you can go to Ariel Policano on YouTube and find out. If you can't find the handout, don't worry. We're going to be sharing this very, very soon. What if you're in a condo? So there's no problem if you're in a condo. You just work on your little area of the condo, your place where you live. There's no problem. So clear the former renter's energy. Before you moved in there, obviously there was somebody who lived there before you. Or did you move into it brand new? You don't know. Can you hear me? Hello.
Oh, I'm sorry,
Ariel?
me? Are you talking to me?
Yeah. Yeah.
What did you ask?
Did somebody live there before you did?
Yes, absolutely. It was a rental. It is a rental. So,
So clearing the former renter's energy, clear any past news vibrations. Archangel Haniel comes in to bless your home. That's the archangel of home and harmonious living. making it an energetic place from prosperity, protecting from your neighbor's energy. So isn't that interesting? Let's see, there's love and light surround the house. We're going to, even though there's no reds, we're going to do some of the yellows here. Become a magnet. Your home can become a magnet for prosperity.
Amen.
Let's see if there's another one in here that's important. Clear and direct positive energy. So stuck energy is now cleared. Love and light fills all of the rooms. So violet flame, the Saint Germain's violet flame, very, very powerful thing to work with, now unfolds and blesses the space. Past vibrations of negativity are cleared. We're bringing in light. All the rooms are filled with light. Blessings and protection surround my space, and I'm welcoming harmonious energy. So we also have manifesting their perfect space when you're ready to do that. And Pam says, I'm in a condominium and the panel for the internet is on the wall in the master bedroom. What can I do about it? Okay, we'll take that up. That's a little bit different topic, so we'll take that up in just a moment. Clear any geopathic stress. So the black line stress in the current sleeping area. So this is a type of stress like the Hartman-Curry line or the Hartman or the Curry line. So do you ever have any sleep issues?
Yeah.
So yeah, so there may be this geopathic stress in your sleeping area. So moving your bed a little bit to another part of the bedroom may really make a difference when you see this thing. It says energy drain and switch stress. This is another type of geopathic stress, something about the energy around your home, but we can harmonize it, we can clear it. And this GS cocktail, just another type of geopathic stress similar to Hartman or the Curry lines, and it can definitely be cleared. It could come from power lines that are close by or water that pipes that are underneath, but we're going to clear it. So that's what our findings are in there. And then we do have this separate library. It's not actually in the home series. It's a little bit different, but let's just go ahead and look at it. Home upgrade, clear for the purpose of creating prosperity and pleasure. So water flow to the home is optimized, stagnant energy leaves, the home becomes aligned with higher dimensions and attracts positivity and prosperity. Home upgrade in order to support health, Archangel Michael's blessings, mold effects clear and harmonize, EMF harmful effects are cleared. All these things sound good. The chakra, the crown chakra of the home. So your home even has sort of energetic centers that can be considered chakras that you can clear. Electrical frequencies affecting the pipes are neutralized and harmonized. So since we have metal pipes, electrical activity around them can actually affect the pipes and therefore affect the water. The home is blessed and protected. Chemicals clear and harmonize the flooring. Do you have hardwood flooring, laminates, linoleum? Do you know what it is?
Carpets. And then the kitchen and the bathrooms have tile.
Okay, so carpets, of course, have a whole wonderful collection of different chemicals. You can harmonize them, be aware of them. You get an air filtration system. I'm very, very careful of things like floor laminates, because laminates, you don't have them, but they're notorious for having formaldehyde or having different chemicals. And as you step on the floor, of course, you'd be picking up those chemicals. And so floor, these different wood laminates, right? These knockoffs of the actual wood. So hardwood is very much preferred. And something I opted for in my own home was cork flooring because of its so grounding, not filled with chemicals, and comfortable, and a great earth-related, earth-friendly product. So the home is blessed and protected. We did that one already. Chemicals clear. So a couple of chemicals clear and harmonize around the paint. Of course, when you moved in, probably a fresh coat of paint, could have been off-gassing. We've got a whole bunch of these other ones here. Whoops, go down to the bottom here. Heart chakra of the home. Chemicals come up a lot. Have you ever thought there might be some type of chemical exposure in the home?
Well, I tend to use essential oils. I've
It
been
would
on
be
this diet.
before you moved in. Well, let's just go ahead and clear it.
I wouldn't know. Yeah.
All who enter your home are blessed. Energetics of the home boost the mood. Air quality improves and clears. So, and then it says these pests may not be an issue at all, but I love this idea that if it's carpenter ants or termites, that they just lose their interest and they go elsewhere. So we try to sort of trick them into moving their energy somewhere else. Let's go ahead and see what the top issues are here that are coming up for your home at the very top of Progressive Insights. And it says the crown chakra of your home is cleared with the 432 hertz energy. Clearing those ley lines seem to be important. Positive energy and light throughout the home. Chemical exposures are cleared. Blessings and protection surround my space. Clear past news vibrations. Now, people live adjacent, right? Do they live on either side, or is your
Yes.
home completely? Okay,
Other
yeah.
side.
So there is some overflow with those energies as well, and you could even pick them up when you're doing a home clearing. Now,
Oh,
we
especially I
didn't
pick
get
up
to
their Wi-Fi's as well. Oh my God.
So that is definitely something to be aware of. And you obviously see them on there could be on your network, right? When you look at your available networks, they're coming up. Fortunately, Wi-Fi falls off according to the inverse square law. The further you get away, the more you're not affected by them. So if you're at some distance from the router, it could be really beneficial. So this is the current aura of your home. And I wanted to go back to see how we get to change it here. So let's go ahead and harmonize it for 1 minute. So interesting things that we're finding here, and great to be able to harmonize them and clear them. Let me know how things go when you sort of move the bed around.
Yeah, I also heard that you shouldn't sleep with your head to the north because it pulls heavy metals if you're in the northern hemisphere. Is it the north?
That I don't know about. Yeah, you can look up all the different things like where should my bed be facing. I know that generally it's good if you sleep with your head to the north or to the west. So I've heard that the worst is if your head faces south, or then the next second one is if it faces east. So those could be some things, but we could have a whole lecture on where it should face. Some of it depends on your own date of birth, so where the maximum place is for you. But just in this case where we found the the particular geopathic stress, I think just moving your bed around, it's just going to be for you. If you move it to one place, do you kind of feel better? And right. that will kind of tell you. So Karen says you can put your head into the north until the poles shift. That's right. That's a good point. She makes a good point. Air quality. So yeah, that air quality is really interesting. Is there anything that would make you think that the air quality wouldn't be as good as it could be? And this could be the air quality surrounding your home, not just in the home, but in the winter and with the rain and cold, we do spend a lot of time with the windows and doors closed. And the worst air quality is actually indoor air, and looking at some type of beneficial air filtration system that you can put into your home. Here in the United States, I recommend the system called the IQ Air system. And it's wonderful because it works on chemicals, it works on dust, and really, really great for clearing it. And dust is actually a carrier for chemicals and a carrier for endocrine disruptors, which could lead to hormonal imbalances. So all the more reason it's just really wise to have something that can clear the air in the home. So I'm in a condominium and the panel for the internet is on the wall in my master bedroom. The wall for the internet. I've never heard of a wall for, are you talking about the smart meter? Are you talking about the Wi-Fi router? If you had a Wi-Fi router that you could not move from your bedroom, then you'd want to not sleep in the bedroom. You never want to sleep when you have you never want to sleep in the place where you have a very direct EMF exposure, because you must be able to rest when you're sleeping is the most important time to get that distance from EMFs. Yes, it's the IQ Air system. How about EMF clearing or to buy or prevention? Well, we do have the EMF panels that you can utilize, and a lot of it is just moving things around in your home, making sure that you're not, if you have a smart meter, you're not close to it, or even looking at getting it switched back to an analog if you can do that in your area, and then getting distance and also getting some time away from the particular exposures. Is it enough to put your devices on airplane mode if you keep them in the room at night? I think so. I think so. Now your cell phone, it still has a little bit of EMF output, just from it because it's generating some kind of power from the battery, but that's so nominal compared to the actual pinging that tries to do the cell phone tower. And if you want to get something called an acoustometer and become your own sort of personal way of learning about this and testing it, you can hear how loud the acoustometer is when you get real close to the router and how it falls off as you move a few feet away from the router. And you can then listen to the sound coming out from your cell phone. And as soon as you put it on that irregular beat, as soon as you put on airplane mode, it completely stops. And so I've done a lot of this type of testing with different instruments myself. It's absolutely amazing how much you can learn because these vibrations are affecting you, but you can't see them or touch them. So you have to listen to them. Okay. So Araya, do you have any questions for us?
So how often should I be doing the clearing? And is saging the house also a good idea for?
Yes, smudging is wonderful for clearing energy. And so maybe do that once, a week or something. It's, there's all these indigenous cultures and traditions that recognize that space has vibration. I lived in an ashram at one time, and the Vedic priests would come in and do all types of chanting to different, the checkbooks and do that kind of prosperity chanting, and then clear this energy here and do this type, bring this vibration in here. So we're just recognizing now how important. And so saging or smudging is another way of clearing the energy. So it's sort of another iteration of what we're doing with the genius. And when you say that, it sounds like it was something you were drawn to, and you felt like, if you're drawn to it, doing that smudging just gives you that sense that you're sort of neutralizing the space and clearing energies. But I think anything you can do to improve that space is always good, because we do, spend so much time there. Okay, so can home clearing clear out ants from my home? Yes, you can do something like that, and also just do a library, which is ants clear, they go somewhere else. I had this, some of the frequencies on here is ants lose interest in your home and they go somewhere else. And Danielle says they hate chalk. Is there a way to do a group clearing? Yes, the way to do a group clearing is, and we've done this a couple of times in class, is you just basically get the group together, get them together on a Zoom and have them all speak their voice together, take a picture of them all together. In that way, you've captured their group energy. And when you capture their group energy, if you test for a flower essence, you'll be checking for the collective flower essence of the group. So Araya, thank you so much for volunteering your home to be utilized for today's class. I really appreciate it. It was so fun to get to see you and talk with you. So thank you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for all that you do. Oh my goodness.
Well, look at what happened to your home. Do you think there might have been a change here?
Yeah.
I think that all of that wonderful chakra, because it talked a lot about the heart chakra energy, was one of the frequencies. And so it looked very, very good, but there's a noticeable change here with new green heart-based energy. It's really interesting, those two purple lines coming in. And to me, that means more balance is coming into your home. So it's looking really, really good. That's exciting.
Very much so. Thank you very much for all the training and everything that you do. I don't know. I'm just enthralled. Thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you. And we'll keep in touch with you let me know if you felt a change over the next couple of days in your home.
I want to try it out on the plane if I get to fly.
Absolutely. I think that putting the flight information, the number of the flight, the time, you could even say going from here to here, and then the date will be the date of the flight, male, female, do that. Take a picture of a plane, like the plane that you're going to be flying in, as a representation, and then use your surrogate voice again. My intention is to communicate the frequency of that flight that I will be on. And I want to bless everyone who's coming on the flight with health and vitality, especially the people I'm going to be close to. And I think you're going to noticeably that flight is going to be so much more enjoyable.
I'm so excited. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. It was great to have you today. Fun stuff. Really nice to have her join us, especially when we're working with people from around the world and we can't always connect with you personally. So let's look at that before and after. And then a lot of those frequencies that we saw were like work on the heart chakra of the home. And so that's interesting. And surround the home with love and blessings and prosperity. And you can bring other energies into, you don't have to just use the home clearing. You could also utilize, for example, go ahead and utilize sacred geometry. That's a great one. You could use the meridians. You could use the solfeggios. You know, in some ways you could use the nogiers, but the solfeggios make a lot of logical sense. You could bring them into your home clearing as well. And sacred geometry just makes so much sense because all things in nature and vibration, somehow they can be very connected or healed by that perfection of sacred geometry. Let's see if you had any other questions here. I was asking specifically about a group home clearing. Since you use their address, would they all speak their address? Well, now, Audrey, you're getting super creative and clever with your idea there. What you could do is, yeah, you could do a group, you could do a home clearing for the group. It gets a little bit confusing there. I mean, should they use their address? Would they speak with their address? Yeah, they could do that. Absolutely. Do you have a picture? Blanca says, do you have a picture of a perfect aura? It's really hard to say what a perfect aura would be. The general things that we're looking for when we're working on an aura is we're going from dark colors. So we're going from grays and blacks and brown. We're going from being asymmetrical, where it's not very balanced. There's a lot of imbalance on either side, to more symmetrical, less grays, less browns, less black, and moving into more vibrant colors, reflecting the vitality and increased movement and increased energy flow of that person. So it could be things like green and purple and pink. Those are the things we tend to see as we progress and we go to what we're looking for in the ending aura. So there's no perfect aura per se, but these are the general principles that we want to look for. And so we went to about 47% rectification. Let's just touch on rectification for a moment. So rectification, and then we'll sort of sum everything up here. So rectification is a way of talking about how the person is responding to a particular frequency. So it's down here at the bottom. And the developer has chosen a low threshold of 40% or more. So as you're balancing, you never need to be at more than 40% to move on to a new set of frequencies. So 40% or more means you're done with that particular set of frequencies. And what I typically do is I go to the rescan. Now, the percentage calculation is an average of what the developer has deemed harmony, alignment, and energy flow, which it's really hard to know what exactly is in that calculation. Once you pick a new set of energies, then you're going to get a new set of rectification, a new rectification percentage. But what this is doing is it's taking the original scan of voice and picture, and it's running a complex series. Sorry, that got cut out a little bit here. It's running a complex series of mathematical calculations to predict the rectification. So if I run these frequencies for this amount of time, I predict I will get this rectification. Now, do not underestimate the power of rectification as a prediction, because often it's very spot on. What we're doing is we're looking at the pattern of that person based on their voice and their picture, and then we're predicting how these frequencies will have an effect on them. But often it turns out to be very, very accurate. There is one additional home library that isn't in the original series, and it's a separate library. And Ariel, I will get you that link and we'll post it on YouTube and on the blog. It's called Upgrade My Home for More Pleasure and Prosperity. So we'll get that to you as well. Get that listed on the website, etc. Okay, I love your question and intent. So thanks for a great question. I don't know which question that was, but thank you for it. I often get people from the 40s to the 90s by running them for hours. So that is fine, Lauren. Any way that you utilize the genius is perfectly fine if that's how you intuit to run the Genius. Oh, and we're out of gas here. We've got crashed. So everyone, full class today. Have a great rest of your week, and we'll see you again soon.